I believe, I'm patriotic, obviously, like America's, cool, but at the same time, we have problems. I think that we're at a point where the world should move on from America being the key determinant of all things. You know what I mean? Like,
bro, the world has. We just haven't caught on yet.
We haven't caught on yet. Yeah, like we don't deserve the mantle of global leadership when we can't even get out of our own way.
Right. Like the global leaders are at the dinner parties, like whispering to each other, like, yo, don't fuck with that USA nigga over there. Like, don't fuck with him. But we're at the party being the loudest dude in the room.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, all the secret conversations have been happening all night, and you're the only one who doesn't know. That's America right now.
Right.
Because we're still like fat and glutton and drunk to realize we're not holding it down anymore.
We're so overconfident we don't realize that they've actually moved on.
Yes.
And then they're like, oh, here comes America. Hi.
Hey, girl.
Hey. That motherfucker.
You can't sit with
anyway.
I mean, this is the brink of where we're at. I mean, it's almost embarrassing. I mean, the American passport used to be so strong at one point, and now you go overseas and like people see your American passport and they just like laugh at you pitifully. Like right. You're the slowest of the kids on the little yellow bus.
Jesus Christ. You're on the bus and you're the slowest one. Jesus.
But you don't know. But you don't know
that Americans have been convinced that like taxes in like Canada and Western Europe are just like sky high. Like people are paying like 60, 70, 90%. When like, no, they pay taxes, just in some places they pay a little less more. Some places they actually pay a little less. The point is,
but they at least
get more for their taxes. Yeah.
Right. They get something for it.
For those taxes.
Right.
We just don't, yeah.
What do we get for it?
We get a really big badass military.
And $1,200 in hush money.
Right. That's also interesting is like all of the things that Americans like want in terms of like all of the liberal policies that Americans want, healthcare, college, etc. Like America's totally actually okay with giving those to you, but you have to serve in the military first. It's very
so you have to be willing to die for us before we let you get an education.
Yeah, the people who keep saying like, oh, that's socialism, oh, that's communism, oh, this is this is so horrible if you give people healthcare, this is so bad. They're totally happy to give you government, healthcare if you join the military.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's my thing is like this isn't really a principled response when you're saying when you try to tell people that healthcare would be so fucking bad.
Well, I mean, we've completely lost any stand whatsoever on principles at all. I mean, we like to pride ourselves on being a capitalistic country. If we were truly a capitalistic country, we'd let bad businesses fail. But instead, the government rushes in like a helicopter parent to save businesses that should have failed, that were failing, and are propping up an economy that really doesn't exist. That's socialism.
Mm-hmm. But it's okay when it's like when the socialism is helping the stock market go up.
Right. So as long as it's helping the rich, we're into anything that helps the rich. Got it. So we're not against socialism. We're just against who socialism helps at certain given times.
Glad we cleared that up.
See? Now the aliens will come back.
Socialism is so bad, but we love our socialism when it comes to helping other companies, especially companies that
we love our socialism when we're bailing out Wall Street.
Yeah. I think like Ron Paul and Rand Paul, I disagree with a lot of their things, but they were the only like Republicans that said, "Hey, yo, this whole Wall Street bailout, like this is the big bad socialism that you niggas say is so fucking horrible. This is it."
Right. This is it, like right here. And I swear, if Biden and Kamala don't do something about student loans at all, they're going to get blown out in the next election. Like you're basically fucking over the entire demographic that got you elected.
I think they could actually do it too. Well, so here's the thing, like what can they do with as president versus what Congress can do? And he said, yo, Congress, pass a fucking bill and I'll sign it.
Yeah, but why can't he just write an executive order?
So that's the thing. I think this Supreme Court would just knock it down.
Okay, but then at least let that ball drop in their court, right? Like, don't let it drop in yours then.
Yeah. And I think there are people that are advising him to do that before the midterms. I think that's their midterm strategy.
I mean, they ran on a campaign promise of we're going to eliminate at least 10 grand. That is what they said. So to do nothing, particularly for a demographic that overwhelmingly supported you, that to me is like that strategy is insane.
Now, did they say hey, this is what we're going to do? Or they say this is a bill, like we are open to it if Congress passes it? I need to look that up. But if that's what he said, like I'll do this with an executive order, like then nigga needs to go ahead and do that.
Right.
But my thing is, why stop at 10? If the Supreme Court is going to vote it down regardless, then you might as well just do it for $50K. Let the Supreme Court strike it down and then say, hey, we did what we can. I'm not a fucking king. This Supreme Court, which is clearly run by Republicans, is not gonna, let this fly. So we need y'all to pass a fucking bill. Vote for more Democrats so that we can fucking get around Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema, because they're basically Republicans anyway. Send me more Democrats who will actually pass a fucking bill and I'll sign it. Is what I'm trying to get at. Because it is nice that like Kristen Sinema and Joe Manchin have actually like voted to, put more of Biden's court appointees throughout federal court.
To speak to your question,
policies.
So according to Forbes magazine, October 7th, 2020 article, Biden affirms, I will eliminate your student debt. I will read to you what Forbes reported that in October of 2020, Biden reaffirmed his commitment to broad student loan forgiveness at a town hall in Miami. In response to a question from a young person concerned about student loan debt and lack of economic opportunity, Biden responded with, I'm going to eliminate your student debt if you come from a family making less than $125,000 and went to a public university. I am going to make sure everyone gets $10,000 knocked off their student debt in response to economic hardships caused by the pandemic.
Word. All right, nigga, you need to do that shit.
Biden.
That's as straightforward as you can get it. I'm glad. Thank you for looking that up.
He also purported that he would be willing to give young people a $15,000 credit towards a down payment on their first home. This is how people accumulate wealth, he said. This is how people get started. We have to recognize you and advance you. You are the future.
I'll take that.
I'll take 10 grand.
You know what I'm saying? I like that it's for public schools, because fuck you. Like if you chose to go to fucking Pepperdine and you racked up $250,000 in debt for undergrad, like that was your choice. You could have gone to a UC, a CSU. You know what I mean? So,
see, I disagree with you there. I disagree with you there, because then the counter argument to that is, well, then why forgive student loans at all? You made the choice to take out loans regardless of what school you went to. So if you took out the loan, you should pay it back. Right? So to me, it doesn't matter what school you went to. Like, you got a shot to go to college. You chose the school you wanted to go to and you went to it. Anybody who had to take out loans means you didn't have the cash to just write it to a school and still have money to live on. So even though I agree to a certain degree that maybe not entire student debt should be eliminated, even though my argument is, well, if you could bail out Wall Street for doing the wrong thing, then you should bail out people who actually at least tried to do the right thing. Then they at least should make good on their word of getting rid of the $10,000 debt.
What about all the people that didn't go to college whose taxes are going to pay for this? So I think you should just give everybody $10,000.
Those people get a $10,000 credit to go to school.
Yeah. Okay. To go to school or for anything. I think they should get 10. What if they didn't?
For anything, trade school or whatever it is.
Okay.
It's an education.
Or to start a business. I would say that. I would add that in, because if you're a plumber and you're doing fine, like you don't need to go to plumbing school. You're in your 30s now, whatever. Like, but yeah, I think maybe everybody under a certain age or that went to college at a certain age, or just, I don't know, just everyone. Here you go.
Right. I mean, that's as close to reparations as it's ever going to get. So we might as well channel it that way, in my perspective.
You can use it for college. You can use it as a credit towards college. You can use it to pay off your loan. You can use it as a credit towards college in the future.
Correct.
Or you can use it to start a business.
Right. Agreed.
Solid
and what would
policy
that look like?
that benefits everybody. It's equal. No argument for me there. I mean, you could say, oh, inflation, but like if people are going to use it to start businesses, it's not like that money's going to immediately get dropped into, the economy. You know what I mean? Like people actually, and here's the thing, it's not a 10K check. It's a credit towards these things. So it's not like tax returns where niggas is just going to spend that shit on their fucking rims and shit.
Right. No, like it's it's like a credit with a code or whatever. Like it has to actually go to proof of starting a business or to an institution or a trade school or whatever it is you choose to turn that into.
Yeah. Interesting.
To be continued, my friends.
President Tahisha.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Raw Food. No artificial flavoring, coloring, or preservatives.
Peace.